Today, we are going to be looking at understanding real estate, starting the right way. Understanding real estate and starting the right way. There is a right way to always start anything. Whatever you are doing in life, whatever you want to do in life, there is always the right way to start it. And the same thing for the business of real estate. You don't just wake up. As much as the real estate sector in Nigeria is largely in quotes unregulated, right? And I had a conversation with someone up at the level or up at a level in the real estate industry in Nigeria, and he told me specifically that there is a likely regulation coming into the Nigerian real estate sector soon. So, pending when that becomes a reality, as of today, becoming a realtor or an agent doesn't seem to be like or feel like a big deal, except for maybe Lagos or something. I know Lagos has an association that if you want to be serious, you may have to register and all of that. And of course, there's still ways to bypass it, right? But beyond that, generally Nigeria as a society, you can just decide to wake up right about now. And I did a bit of a research about becoming a realtor or a broker in the UK, and the procedure to it is serious. If you are not intentional, it can take you up to like a year for you to get your license, right? And that doesn't seem to be like the position right now in the Nigerian real estate sector. However, so why I said that is because you can literally just wake up and boom, you are a realtor in Nigeria or an agent or whatever you choose to call yourself, right? But be that as it may, as much as that is the reality, don't make that your reality. As much as that is the situation, don't make that your own reality. And that is why we are starting with this conversation. And remember, we'll be meeting every Wednesdays by 3 p.m. Our weekly meetings, our weekly conversations about real estate happen every Wednesday by 3 p.m. And again, if you don't know me, my name is Raymond D. Joma. And for some of you who do not know, I am the lawyer that loves real estate and the real estate entrepreneur uses law as a tool in the best interest of my client. And so you, since you are maybe all realtors, you can call me coach. I didn't start it. I'm not the one that started it. It's people that bought my realtors law club and started this coach thing, right? So starting the right way. Number one is for you to start real estate the right way, you have to start with why. Starting with why is critical. And just in case you're watching the replay, and I would appreciate if you can be dropping nugget and anything that emoji, whatever makes sense to you, to drop in the group or drop in the comment section if you're watching the replay. And if you're watching the replay, and then also we have our replays on YouTube, 43 Billionaire Realtors on YouTube, right? So if you're watching these and if you're watching the replay, do also drop comments and all of that. We also appreciate to like to know when or where you are joining in from, right? So that is also very important. So we are rushing through 3 parts. Part 1 starts with why, part 2 starts with knowledge, and part 3 starting with strategy. So starting with why. If you ask me, if you want to do this business for a long time, and as somebody told me yesterday, I had a private coaching session with Paul for yesterday. And he asked me a question before he agreed for the coaching session. The question he asked me was, do I want to do this for the short term or I want to do this for the long term? And when he asked me that question, he further said that if I was going to do this for the short term, then he doesn't want to work with me. If I want to do this for the long term, then he's happy to work with me on this journey. So if you are in this conversation and you want to do this for the short term, or you are just doing this based on catching fun, then you may choose to just go about your day or may not want to continue with this. But really, if you want to do this on the long term, then please pay attention to me. Now, starting with why is critical. Extremely critical, because that helps to define everything you do on this journey. It defines what you do. It defines how you do what you do. It defines how you treat every situation that comes your way. Now, if you're somebody who, for whatever reason, you are interested, in fact, for most people who are in this business, I realize that one way or another, you're going to have diaspora clients.
I'm looking forward to the program on the 18th. Push it very hard. There are 6 ways that I teach. They will get the 6 specific ways to get customers that will buy their property. Specific.
So we are getting
6 specific ways, surefire ways to get a paying customer. That's what they will get.
Tell live them on the 18th of August.
Yes, I'll be live there. Thank you.
So if somebody who's looking to do this business for a long time, and for whatever reasons we're interested in doing this with Nigerians in diaspora, you need a high level of excellence and a high level of patience. And I've had my share, as somebody who has done a lot of business with these guys, I've had my share. In fact, last week, yesterday, and 2 days back, I had somebody do something for me by way of dedication. And if you hear how these guys talk to you, some of them talk to you, you realize that if you're not careful with them, you might just give up those relationships. But because I understand how this thing is playing out from my end, how this should work from my end, I still was able to manage it. When it happens, I'm like, come on, what is, guy, will you calm down? This is not Nigeria. I want to try to that Africans, here, Europe, they don't do it this way, they do that way, and all of that. And in my mind, they are not wrong. What they are saying is not wrong. What the guy is saying is not wrong. It's just that there is this attitude in our setting that just sort of allows things to be done anyhow, right? So if you're not careful, you might just react emotionally instead of reacting intelligently in a way that helps you to stay. And I'm not asking you, I'm telling you that why has a role in playing in you being able to intelligently respond to things as they come along the journey, right? So starting with why is critical. And in your journey of establishing your why, your first focus is your vision board. Your vision. Why do I want to do this? For example, one of you can say, my vision is to become a successful broker, helping my client build sustainable wealth. If I'm jumping certain things and skipping certain examples, it's not because I don't have the examples to share or I don't have a way to put it in more perspective. I just want to do this as fast as I can so that we get all of the points, right? Now, having talked about your vision or establish your vision in a very clear and simple format, please always ensure that your vision, make sure your vision is simple and in a way that you can rephrase it as often as you can. Next is ask yourself the question of your vision. How am I going to achieve this vision? How am I going to achieve this vision? It is critical for you to ask yourself that question. And at this point, I will quickly introduce 6 friends you should always have in this business. I need that written in the comment section. Or if you want, comment section, I think that applies to Instagram as well and YouTube. Right? I need that 6 friends you should always have on this journey. 6 friends you should always have on this journey. 6 friends you should always have on this journey. Number 1 friend that you must have on this journey is why. Number 2 friend you must have on this journey is what. The 3rd friend you must have on this journey is when. The 4th friend is how. The 5th friend is where. And the 6th friend is who. Should I come again? Should I say that again? I need us to be very, very again. Number 1 is the first friend you should have is why. His name is why. The 2nd friend, his name is what. The 3rd friend, the name is when. The 4th one, his name is how. The 5th one, his name is where. the last one, which is the sixth one, his name is who. I'll rush through them. The first one is why, which we just talked about, my vision. Why do you want to do this? It is critical you know why you. It's a book titled Start With Why, and it's an amazing book, right? Always have in mind. So we've talked about it. Let me skip it. The second one, which is what, is strategy. It talks about strategy. The second person, which is what, talks or speaks to strategy. What strategy are you going to employ in this business for your marketing and your sales, offline or online, or a mix of online and offline? What strategy do you want to apply? That speaks to strategy. I'm rushing through all of this. The next one is when. When speaks about timing, and timing speaks, or timing develops, or timing derives its essence from readiness. When should you start? But let me add that in defining when you should start this business, in defining when you should go online in this business, the first thing I want to say before I go there is say that the time is now. That's the first thing I'll say. But beyond telling you that the time now, what I need to say is that you need a level of readiness. And the level of readiness that you need is not perfection. I need to say that again. You need a level of readiness, or you need to be ready to a certain level. But in defining or determining the level of readiness that you should have before you start, perfection is not in that equation. In other words, there is no perfect time to start. Your phone is not good yet. Please start. Some of you know how this journey started for me. Time will fail me to begin to go into details in that regard. Your phone doesn't have to be an iPhone 14 before you need to start. Your clothing doesn't have to be branded clothing rather before you start. Whatever you are doing, if you're waiting for the right time to do this, nope. I have somebody who had bought my course, and in my opinion, this guy knows this thing because he attends trainings, does a lot of things, and he has done this for like a year. But guess what? He's never been able to post one video on his social media platform. I asked him one day, why is that? And he told me that he doesn't think he's ready. So you can have all of the knowledge or gather all of the knowledge and not be able to put it. And in my opinion, that person is basically just having a perfection myth, or the myth of perfection. So having said that the time is now, please note that there's a level of readiness you should have. And beyond the level of readiness you should have, note that there's nothing like perfection. Even in this conversation I'm having with you right now, this is not my dream conversation, or this is not dream state, or this is not the state of my environment that I want to have this kind of conversation with you. So some of you, we had an office now. When I started, there was no office. I had to use a room. I converted a room in my house. And I mean, the background was bad. A lot of things. I don't want to go into too much details talking about this, but I'm sure you understand what I'm trying to say. That there is nothing like perfection as far as this journey is concerned. If I tell you, if I paint my dream office to you, it will truly blow your mind. So if you're looking at, if I am looking at perfection at a level, then I won't be doing this at this point, right? So ignore perfection, get ready, be ready, and get started. Ignore perfection, get ready, and get started. How do you start? Which is your friend. And specifically with that, I need to say that you should start excellently. And I just spoke about perfection. And in somebody's mind, perfection, I shouldn't wait for perfection. And now you're talking about excellently on the other side. So which one is it? Guys, excellence is not perfection. Excellence is doing the best with what you have part-time. Excellence is not perfection. Excellence is not being perfect. Excellence is doing the very best. And everybody knows that based on the factors available, based on the circumstances available, is the best that can be achieved. That is excellence. And if you continue with that mindset and continue doing it that way, you will be able to achieve a level of perfection at certain level that in itself may not look like perfection, but it is the best form or the best state that that particular thing can achieve. So how do you start? Start excellently. Number 2 on that how is start passionately. I'm currently reading a book by Donald Trump, and in that book he says that if there is one word that differentiates him from, or if there's one word that he can pick out as a secret to his success, is the word passion. 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 So you can have all of the knowledge that you need, have the vision that is necessary, have the right mission. In fact, have a very great team around you. If you're not passionate about what you're doing, you're going to mess a lot of things up. And how do you even know that you're passionate? It shows in your consistency. If you're lacking in consistency, then something is lacking in passion. If you are passionate and you're not consistent, in fact, it is passion. Consistency and passion has something in common. Consistency and being passionate has something in common, because it is hard for you to find somebody that is consistent and is not passionate. Does that make sense? So one way to be able to find consistency, because you need consistency in this thing. You need consistency in this thing. If you don't have consistency, it's going to be a serious challenge. Because trust me, statistics says that some persons will never buy a particular product until they've seen it, like, say, 7 times. That is even like a normal product. Real estate is a high-ticket product. So if you're not going to be consistent selling it, then trust me, guys, you are not going to sell. Or you may just say, no, you are not going to sell consistently. Because I tell people that your first sale, your second sale, you have to do it like 3 times and sell up to 7 times before you can beat your chest and say, okay, I'm getting good at this thing. So you need to understand that consistency is critical, but for consistency to work, you actually have to have passion. So go back. We cannot begin to talk specifically about passion right now because time will not permit us. But in all you take, please understand that in defining how you start, passionately. Number 3 under that is start consistently. I think I pretty much have talked about that. And the 4th part on that one is start patiently. Start patiently. Start patiently. I've seen people whose first sale in the real estate sector started with, came in after 1 year. Some came in 6 months. Some came in, mine was 4 months. Your destiny may be different. I've seen the one that came in like literally a month after he or she started, right? And after that first one, it takes you another 7 months. And that's where you remember I just mentioned that your first deal necessarily may not be the one that tells you that, okay, you have made it, right? You have to be able to do it again. So it's possible for you to be lucky and get your first one in the first month that you start. Getting the second one now becomes a big deal, right? So that's when you see somebody that sold plots of land back to back to back to back, you need to respect that person because there's something the person knows that you don't know, or there's something the person is doing that you are not doing. Or time is only the difference between you and that person. So you need to start excellently, passionately, consistently, patiently, and the last one is doggedly. This business is not just a business. Oh, I was saying something. Okay, I think I made that point already. So let me just go further so we're not wasting time. So the last one on that part is that you need to be dogged. You need to have grit. You need to have that spirit that I don't like this phrase. I'm going to use it because that's the best way I can explain this. That spirit that makes you feel like all die and I die, that kind of thing. I'm here or I'm here. I'm making it here or I'm making it here. Those are the only two options. Right? In this business, I'm becoming a billionaire or I'm becoming a billionaire. Those are the only two options. In fact, I need all of us to turn our microphones on and repeat after me. In this business, I am becoming a billionaire or I am becoming a billionaire.
In this business, I'm becoming a billionaire or I'm becoming a billionaire. No other option. A billionaire or a billionaire.
No other option. No other option. No other option. If I one more time, in this business, I am making myself, I am becoming a billionaire or I am becoming a billionaire. No other option.
In this business, I'm becoming a billionaire or I'm becoming a billionaire. No other option. No other option at all.
No any other option.
Yes.
No other option.
That is the spirit.
Other option.
That is the spirit.
No
No
other
option. That is the spirit. Because if you don't come with that mind, if you don't come with that passion, if you don't come with that spirit, anything can hit you down. I was speaking. I don't know people some of us have been doing this for a while on the group, but it's not like I want to scare you. It's not like I'm trying to scare us now. But trust me, this business, you need a bit of mind. You need a bit of doggedness to do this business. Right? And it doesn't just come. You have to make up your mind. It comes from a place of resolve. Let's just go to we've not even done part 2 now. So the last friend, which is the 6th one, is where. And the question of where speaks about location. Location. Where do you want to sell the land? Where are you living? Where do you want to focus on selling? And in talking about location, you need to understand that real estate is location sensitive. And beyond being location sensitive, what you call your location is what it is. Some people didn't hear what I just said. What you call your location is what it is. If you are saying that in this location, people don't buy. If you say they are not buying, they won't buy. If some of you, I think this is the first I'm going to have to say this online. I didn't necessarily relocate from Benin to Abuja because I wasn't selling in Benin. Somebody told me he wanted to relocate to Abuja. In fact, I moved to Abuja. A lot of persons feel like I'm now an ambassador in Abuja or Abuja ambassador or something, and they feel like they're plucking money right now in Abuja for whatever reason. And the person was telling me they wanted to relocate to Abuja. I told him that he was. I asked him why. I said he's not been making sales complete. And I told him straight up that, I mean, sometimes I'm blunt. If I'm not blunt to you, it's because I don't like you. So I told him straight up that, guy, the scheme for selling or selling real estate will not come on you automatically by virtue of shifting your location. It is the success that you are applying or the success that you are already achieving or living out in location A that you are going to. What happens is that location has a way of either expanding what you are doing or exposing what you are doing or giving an exponential result to what you are doing. That's the best that any location can give to you. So yes, let's come back. Location is important, but what you call your location is what it is. And every location has an advantage. I say it over and over. Every location has an advantage. Obviously, see me say stuff. It's because I'm literally projecting the advantage that Abuja has. I was in Benin, and there was a time I did video about 10 reasons why you should invest in Benin. The question I need to ask you: have you ever thought of doing a video or having conversations around 10 reasons? I had to sit down. That's one of the hardest video I have to do, because I have to find a way to create reasons why people have to invest in this city. And in fact, in doing that, I started, you see, everything, man, this is important. Now, in me understanding and forcing myself to see reasons why people should invest in this city, it helps in your closing. True or true? Because in you having conversations with your clients about real estate, you are going to have to find a way to convince them, because closing is not just about closing is tactical. So you need to be convicted, you need to be convinced about something to make another person buy. Sounding like he's people that do spoken words, right? So location is important. Know your location, and then in the other side of having a conversation about location, what locations do you want to sell? Do you want to sell in Lagos alone, or do you want to sell in the East alone, Eastern states put together, or you want to focus on Enugu, or you want to focus on Abuja, or you want to focus on this location? Just be very deliberate about location and pay attention to it. And the last one, oh, sorry, I made a mistake. The last one is who. Under this who, you're looking at who is my client, or who do I want to be my client? What is my target to, or who is my target audience, right? And there are two sides to this particular question of who. The first part is, who is my client? Who am I hoping to be my client? Are they Gen Zs? Are they millennials? Are they a mix of both? Are they old people? Are they people living in Nigeria, or are they people living abroad? If they are living abroad, are they living in the expensive abroad, or because trust me, there's low budget abroad. And I don't want to begin to mention names of countries, right? For respect purposes, right? So are they living on this side of the abroad or on this side of the abroad, right? Because the product that you put out, if you notice that people who are reaching out to you are on this side of the abroad, then you have no business selling houses for 500 million. If you notice that they are on this side, then if you're selling to them cheap products, then you are only going to be selling to them based on land banking. And don't focus on that, because you're either going to limit their need or what you are offering, or you're going to lose them entirely. So you have to be careful, and by understanding, or you need to be very careful about understanding your audience and being able to sell to them the right way, right? So on the other side of who, you have to now look at who are you modeling, or who is going to hold your hand, or who is going to mentor you. This business is a business that you don't want to come in and start doing trial by error. You will end up spending 3 years and you will make a sale. If you make a sale, it will be a lucky one. So who is holding my hand? Who am I modeling? There are two questions. Mentorship has to, in my opinion, there has to be a direct access for mentorship. And for modeling, you can just have like 3 people. I look at these people. I want to be a mix of this. I want to be a collaboration of this. I want to be that guy that has a want to pick these 3 things about these guys and put them together, and I'm like, that's the person I want to be, right? Why for mentorship, they have to be direct access, and that's very important, right? That is very important. Some of you see me pay for access for certain things. It's not because it's not because the money is plenty. It's because it's critical on this journey. Part 2 of this part of the conversation is start with knowledge. And then I'll go to the point where I say, what is real estate, right? Real estate is land on a very summary level. Real estate is land or anything on it or beneath it. Real estate is land or anything on it or beneath it. That basically is real estate, right? Another types of real estate, we're looking at land banking, right? I added that. So, but at the general level, well, basically it is there's residential real estate, commercial real estate. There's a mix of both residential and commercial, or there's a mix also of industrial and commercial. So either way, they're just basic types that you can look at under real estate, and I'm just going to skip away from there, right? And land is very popular right now in Nigeria, and you should do your research on all of these areas. These are knowledge areas you need to pay attention to, Another terminologies, there are land sizes, right? Land sizes, you have plots, you have meters, you have meters, etc. And one thing I need to say here under this is land sizes are location based. You can't be living in, how do I say it now? It is in recent times, or it is based on the influx of real estate companies, that you begin to hear square meters in places like Delta, Benin, some other places, right? The whole idea of square meters once should safely started up in Lagos, Abuja, and some other locations, right? So you need to understand that when you're talking about plot, for example, somebody says, I want to buy one plot of land, right? You need to ask yourself or ask the client that question. And that's where the piece of knowledge comes in. You need to ask the client the question, okay, what's your understanding of one plot of land? Or by what medium or by what basis are you referring to as one plot of land? Yesterday, I had a client who was having a conversation with me. I wanted to buy land. I told him the land is 400 kilometers. So for whatever reasons, based on my location or people I do business with, I talk more in square meters, right? So he asked me a question that he said, hope is that a 600 square meters is bigger than 100 by 100, right? And I said, no, 100 by 100 is bigger than 600 square meters, because 100 by 100 is around 928 square meters or 920 square meters, as the case may be, right? And this knowledge conversation is one that I ordinarily should spend time talking about. And I'll have to give you instances when knowledge play critical roles. And you see, this is just introduction of this conversation, but trust me, every little thing, every single thing I've talked about here impacts your closing. And closing is the ultimate thing. You are not in the business to market. You are in the business to close, because you can market effectively and not be able to close. Yes or yes? Yes or yes? I need answers to that. It can be a good marketer.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, you
Great.
are right. You can be a good marketer, but you cannot be a good closer.
Absolutely true.
So it's established. You can be. That's why I've said it, and I'm going to go deep into it in one of our classes, that men naturally are better closers, naturally, while females, ladies, are natural marketers. So for you to be a guy and be good at marketing, you need to train yourself to be good at marketing. As a lady, you are naturally a good marketer. However, you need to train yourself, you need to train your mind to become a good closer. So there's an imbalance, and it's your responsibility to create that balance. If not, you'll be marketing very effectively, and all of your clients will come in and you are unable to close them. And trust me, everything that we just talked about today definitely helps you and game changers when it gets to the point of closing. Okay. Are we doing a part 2? I think no, we can't. So basically, a few announcements before, or let me get responses first. Are we doing a part 2 of this? I've not talked about starting with strategy. Okay. Okay, I don't intend that. I just want this to be as quick as possible so that you can go about your day and I can go about my day. So in all of our classes, the intention is to make it quick, brief, move on weekly, and stay consistent, right? And just a few announcements before I talk about, I'll talk about one more. Just a few announcements before I talk about. So first, as you're on this channel, do it to turn on the notification, right? The only day or the only person permitted to be posting on the group whenever the group for communication is WhatsApp. The Telegram group is for trainings, right? The only person permitted to be posting stuff on the Telegram group are the the Director General and the Assistant, that Ophiong and Victor. Those are the two persons permitted to be posted on the group. If you have other things to communicate with them, you have to reach out to them privately, right? So that we keep the sanctity of the training platform. In other words, you have to turn on your notification. We're creating the structure. We have created the structure. And like I mentioned, we have paid classes. So apparently we are rushing all of them, and I cannot go into details, right? So we have training sessions that were designed to be happening every month. For this month of August, it is a 5-day training session, which is happening the last week of this month. 5 days training, 5 days training session, 3 hours daily. And that training session comes with a lot of advantages. Number one, you're going to officially become a Fortreal certified broker, which of course you're going to getting a certificate. Secondly, you get it's 2 packages, either the gold or the executive. Sorry, the gold or the silver, right? Both of them have their different deals, all of them, right? But the whole idea is that in the 5 days of our training, you're going to be taught. You can go for either the physical class or the online class. If you're in Abuja, physical class is open to you. If you are not in Abuja, you can enroll for the online class, right? And it's actually for it. The money is too small. Well, the reason it's small is because of this first, our beginning, or the beginning of this our converse. We're just starting. That's why it's small, right? After now, the prices is really going to go high, right? So you can register for the August classes, 5 days. And again, it makes you become a Fortreal certified, and mentorship, accountability sessions, and the flyer will be dropped on the group as proceed, right? And remember, also we have our training with the phenomenal. Let me say like Charles Okocha, the phenomenal. I'm super excited, really. I had a coaching session with Pofo yesterday, and he's excited. He told me that he's going to be teaching us 6 things. Six things that will change your sales career in the real estate sector, right? So that's happening on the 18th of August. That's on Friday, 18th of August by 8 p.m. right on this channel. So you may want to invite your friends, family, excluding your enemies. We don't want fighting on this platform, right? And then after this class, the replay will be on the Telegram, on our Fortreal YouTube channel, Fortreal Billionaire Realtors. Right, Fortreal Billionaire Realtors, not Fortreal Media. Fortreal Media is our general YouTube channel. Fortreal Billionaire Realtors is just for all of us, right? And what else? I think other announcements. And please engage on the group. Also, if you want to be added to the WhatsApp group, reach out to Ophiong or Victor. You'll be added to the WhatsApp group. All right, so that's where communication happens. Communication happens there. On this group, what happens here is trainings, right? So let's do. I mentioned that you should pay attention to. So I'll just rush through them so that you can go and say, learn about them in details. So that because one way or another, you will come across them one day. And you don't want to be, in this sector, right? Don't be a perfectionist, but know a lot. Seize every opportunity to know something about this business. Don't be perfect. Don't seek perfection. Love knowledge. Get all the knowledge you can. Seek all the knowledge you can, because one mistake can make a client decide not to buy. I say it every now and then that it is please, you can quote me, but it's not research, but I'm the one that says so because it's something that I experienced, that in every conversation with a client, in every closing session with a client, or every sales process with a client, that every client has, say, 90% of reasons why they shouldn't buy. Let me use it that way. 90% reasons why they shouldn't buy. And you shouldn't be the guy that makes it 100% reason why they shouldn't buy. In other words, that client has at least 90% reasons why they can be unwilling to buy, why they can maybe no longer be interested in buying that product. And you, as a realtor, the broker, the agent, should never be the reason that they make that 90% 100. However, when you are answering the right questions, when you are saying the right things, you are reducing that number from 90 to 89 to 87 to 85 to 80. And there's something that I call Kairos moment. It happens, it's a spiritual terminology, right? But there are Kairos moments in every sales process, and specifically in closing, that moves you from, say, 80% to giving the client 100% reasons to buy. a practical example. I spoke to this guy back in Lagos who I was supposed to buy a property, or who was supposed to help me get a property. And he says he's an agent. He's doing well according to him and all of that. But guess what? I told him I wanted a terrace, and he didn't know what a terrace was. So imagine that guy was talking to a client, and a client calls you and talks about wanting a terrace, a 4-bedroom terrace, and you don't know what a 4-bedroom terrace is. You've either lost that deal or you have lost that deal, right? So a couple of other examples that I just need to draw attention to so that you know them. What is carcass? What are meters? Find a way, but if you can, focus a lot on, because no difference between square meters and feet, and know how to convert feet to square meters and square meters to feet. Know how to, because your client may understand square meter, some may not understand square meter, some may understand feet, some may not understand feet. So, for example, the client that just asked me that a 600 square meters is bigger than a 100 by 100, right? And I said no. At that point, I seized the opportunity to educate the client. That is a Kairos moment, right? So, terrace, detached duplex, semi-detached duplex, condo apartment, kitchen cabinets, anteroom, balcony, foyer. These are things that you need to pay attention to. Careers in real estate, agent, broker. I think we'll just leave this part 3. I can't do this part 3. I'm going to rush doing it, and it won't make any sense. At this point, I can take one question. But before that one question, our session with Paul on the 18th, and then also we have our paid trainings, which you can join the physical training or the online paid training, 3 hours, 5 days, with mentorship for 1 month or 3 months, depending on the package that you go for. And it also makes you a certified Fortreal broker, a Fortreal certified broker, your ID card, and a lot of other benefits, right? And do invite your friends to join this platform. We're doing this every Wednesday at 3 p.m. So one question.
Sir, you didn't tell us the price of the course, sir.
There are 2 packages. There's one for 25K, there's one for 50,000. The flyer will drop on the group. I think Ophion should drop it right now. You didn't drop the group.
Okay, sir.
25K and
okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
One question related to the teaching. Thank you. One question that's related to what we have talked about. Nobody. 5, 4.
Okay. My question is how for some of us that are not in Abuja for the physical class, because how can we get to know how to go about the online class, and how can we join the WhatsApp group?
Okay, joining the WhatsApp group, Ophion will attend to you. Ophion is marked head of training. Victor is marked head of training, so you can reach out to them. Ophion is the one posting the flyer right now, so you can reach out to her to be added to the WhatsApp group. Any question related to?
Sir.
All right, good news.
Okay, I mean, concerning the course, you said that once you are done taking it, the classes, the person will become a certified Fortreal member, right?
Yes.
Oh, what of those that are already in the group chat, or maybe those that bought the course? Is it different from this same particular one?
It's different.
Okay.
But since you already bought the Realtors locus, the money you paid for the Realtors locus will be deducted from the second package. Ophion will explain more to you, right?
Okay, sir.
The money you paid from the Realtors locus will be deducted because the Realtors locus is part of the second package, not part of the first package.
Okay, sir.
Right? So with this,
yes,
now, since you already have the Realtors locus, you can pay for the first package.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, good news. So no question related to what we talked about? All right, gentlemen and ladies, thank you so much. See you on Wednesday, 3 p.m. On Wednesday, 3 p.m. and come on time so that you don't miss out. And then, of course, you can watch the replay of this session on YouTube channel.